Okay guys, so we have got to talk about this new vibe coding trend because let's be real, it's been absolutely everywhere in 2025 and it's absolutely starting to feel like that really annoying buzzword you just can't get out of your head and can't escape. And there are tons of YouTube videos, articles, and posts about it everywhere online with people either really hyping it up or just rolling their eyes at it and calling it a gimmick. But behind all that noise, there's a real actual debate heating up in the tech world. Some swear it's the future of creating, while others call it a risky shortcut that could unravel everything. So let's just cut through the hype a little bit and try to unpack this debate to see what's actually going on here with vibe coding. So it actually all started when Andrej Karpathy, who's a really well-known computer scientist from Tesla and OpenAI, called this trend programming by vibes, and it got everyone absolutely buzzing. I mean, you can just hop on Reddit or watch some YouTube videos discussing it and you'll catch that debate in action. And some developers are really pushing back, saying it's a problem and that the code it throws out can be really tough to manage or might not just hold up to the pressure. And you'll hear things like it's not actually real coding, it's just a gimmick, or that it risks falling apart when things actually get serious. And I mean, it's really easy to understand their side. I mean, imagine spending years mastering your craft and then an AI comes in and just kind of steps on your toes. The frustration is real here, and it's definitely worth taking a closer look at what they're getting at here. So let's dig into some of those concerns people and especially programmers are having. So one big myth is that vibe coding just pumps out broken code you're stuck with forever, and that's not exactly true and not the full picture. I mean, sure, if you blindly just trust the AI without checking it, you might run into some real issues. Just imagine, let's say, a shop app where the checkout fails because the AI didn't account for a rare payment glitch, or a community forum, for example, where posts don't load just right due to scaling issues the AI overlooked. Those are really real risks, and control is a valid concern because handing everything to AI does mean stepping back a bit, and that can feel really unsettling for people used to being hands-on and, doing that for years. But here is where that narrative shifts a bit. Tools like, for example, hosting your horizons don't just leave you high and dry. When something goes wrong, it doesn't just patch it up quietly. It steps in, fixes the issue, and explains what's happening live, walking you through the entire process. So you might see something like detected a scaling bottleneck, added caching layer to handle more users, something like that. Here's how it works. It's not just fixing that, it's teaching you why it broke and how it's better now. So you're not just watching AI do its thing, you're seeing the logic behind it, which can spark some real curiosity about coding in and of itself. And I mean, for someone who's new to coding, that's huge. I mean, it's like a stepping stone, showing you the ropes while you build, maybe even inspiring you to dive deeper into coding. And now another misconception is that vibe coding is actually really lazy and a shortcut for people just dodging the real work. I mean, that is not quite fair either, because it's really not about working less, but actually working smarter. Just think of a developer prototyping a dashboard. Vibe coding sets up the basics, grids, buttons, data pulls, all that stuff, so they can actually focus on the big stuff like user experience and custom features. And actually, Peter Wong, a tech writer, puts it really well. He says it's about focusing on the why and what of your project, not just the how of coding it. So it's not about skipping that effort, it's about clearing the clutter to get to the good stuff faster. And now, I mean, vibe coding isn't the silver bullet, because huge and precision-heavy projects like banking systems or complex infrastructure, they still need that traditional hands-on approach. I mean, no question about that. But it's not like this big disaster some make it out to be. It's just a starting point and a way to really get moving. And that is where the real perspective just comes in on vibe coding. And that actually brings us to what's got so many people actually excited about this vibe coding. It's not about tearing down coding, it's about building something new alongside it. And for someone just starting out, it's an absolute game changer. Just picture a student with an idea for, let's say, a planner app, to juggle school and side hustles. So they vibe coded, see it working in a day, and suddenly they're hooked on creating. Or another example would be just a small business owner needing a booking system. They don't need a dev budget, they don't need any stress, they've got it live fast with vibe coding. And it's not just for, newbies, seasoned developers are finding it really handy too. Just imagine prototyping a massive marketplace or community hub. They can get it off the ground really quickly, then layer in their expertise to make it just shine and make it way better. Also, people are saying it's sparking their curiosity to really dig deeper into coding, or that it's just a nudge when they're stuck on an idea. And it's really opening doors, letting anyone with a vision, big or small, turn it into something actually real. I mean, it's not a really bad thing in my opinion. So what does vibe coding really offer? I mean, for entrepreneurs and startups, it's a lifeline. Dream up a marketplace, prototype it fast, pitch it, and scale it into something huge with the right effort. It's not limited to small ideas. Those first steps can really grow as big as your ambition takes them. Peter Wong notes it's perfect for 0 to 1 product development, where speed is absolutely everything. And for beginners, it's a real confidence boost. I mean, building something tangible can actually light a fire to learn more and maybe even master, traditional coding down the road. And for pros, it's a time saver. I mean, mock up a client dashboard or a subscription service in a fraction of the time you would with regular coding, then perfected with your actual coding skills. So it's about freedom and possibility, empowering you to experiment and create, whether you're launching the next big platform or just testing out a concept. I mean, a teacher might vibe code a quiz tool for their class, tweaking it as they go. A startup founder could turn a subscription idea into a full-on app, starting from that quick prototype. That's the kind of impact we are actually seeing, and it's why we're so into this shift. And with our new tool, Hosting Your Horizons, we're all about enabling people with a vision. That is exactly why we're part of this movement, and we're growing alongside the community. And to keep this conversation going, we're actually hosting live streams on our Hosting Your Academy channel, diving really deep into where our web app tools are headed and what this all means for everyone. And we've also got a Discord where folks are just chatting about vibe coding and sharing their ideas. And it's a really great spot to really connect, whether you're a pro or you're just curious about stuff. So if you're inspired to give vibe coding a try, or maybe ready to see it in a new light, you can explore it for absolutely free with Horizons, and the link will be in the description down below, so definitely check it out. It's a really exciting time to jump in, and we would love to have you with us as this whole thing unfolds. So I mean, at the end of the day, vibe coding is just a new approach, not a takeover. Traditional coding still the rock solid foundation for precision and for scale. It's not going anywhere, and it doesn't need to. This is about just adding a new way to kick things off, prototype those, wild dreams of yours, and get more people creating. So, I mean, what are your thoughts about this vibe coding thing? Could vibe coding spark your next project, or is traditional still your go-to? Let me know in the comments. And also, if you got inspired to try Horizons, check out our channel for other tutorials on Horizons, and we also have an upcoming live stream, so join the community and learn how to build web apps really efficiently. Now, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.